Going into the 2025 NFL season, the AFC West has 4 of the top coaches in the NFL. Andy Reid may be number 1, but where do the other 3 fall? We'll get into it now. Also, we have some Would You Rathers to share for this season. So crack a cold one, hang with the Third and Thirsty podcast, boys. We get into it now. Let's ride. Sean Payton got the best out of him. No, he went to Pittsburgh, got a couple of great games. But outside of that, we saw exactly what Russell Wilson is now, which is trash. Russell Wilson, if you're listening, you suck now. It's not like people just dropped off Reggie Bush at his doorstep. He went and got him and brought him in.
No, he dropped off a bag of money at Reggie Bush's doorstep.
Hey, sure. I mean, there was different ways to do it back then. Yeah. I'm going to make this claim now. If Pat Bryant wins Offensive Rookie of the Year, the Broncos win the Super Bowl next year. And I have no doubt about it. Welcome to the Third and Thirsty podcast, your one-pot stop for Broncos, Chargers, Raiders, Kansas City referee, and Taylor Swift free NFL AFC West banter. I'm your host, Alex Bell. I'm representing the Denver Broncos. I have Omar to my left, Omar Rubio. He's one of 4 Charger fans. And to my right, I have Edgar Larios, representing the Los Angeles or the Oakland or the Las Vegas or wherever the hell they decide to play next year. Raiders, how we doing today, boys?
Good, man.
Recover from a long weekend?
This is a good weekend. Good, a lot of beer drinking.
Yeah.
And following it up with it even more.
Yeah. Yeah, Bealton Brew Fest last week. Nice thing about living on the Central Coast, we have a ton of really good craft breweries around us. One that sticks out, our favorite brew, Figueroa Mountain. Shout out to them. Best beer in the area, best craft beer in the country. Definitely. Yeah, for sure. So, again, this episode, we're going to go into the coaches, and we're going to debate which one of the 3 is number 2 to Andy Reid. I think we have to secede at this point that Andy Reid is going to be the top dog in the AFC West. He's top dog in the NFL, one of the best to ever do it. But we got a couple of candidates that we could also put in the best to ever do it category. It's going to be a lot of fun this season with actually 4 competent head coaches now that Josh McDaniels and Antonio Pierce are out of and Nathaniel Hackett.
Don't forget about Brandon Staley.
And Brandon Staley. All out of the picture. Andy Reid actually has some competition now. We'll get into that. Also, we're going to do some Would You Rathers. We'll have some fun. Still got a couple weeks before things really pick up in the NFL and news starts to roll around. So we're filling segments, play with some Would You Rathers, see if we can have fun, fill out our hour, and get back to it again next week.
Yeah.
So we'll start with the debate on who has the best head coach. We've talked about it a little bit, but we're going to get into it in depth here on the only way the Third and Thirsty podcast boys could do. So anybody want to start? Anyone want to make their case?
I mean, I'll take it just because I feel like I got the most to talk about, most to prove, actually, because I have the only head coach that hasn't won an NFL championship. He's won something in college, he's won a national championship, but he hasn't won that Lombardi trophy. But he's been real close. He's taken the previous team from the NFL, the Niners.
Second place is just first to last, man.
Yeah, but still, at least he made it there. He can get you to that spot as far as coaching goes. But like I said, he's already won a national championship, so he knows what it feels like to get to there and then finish the job. And he plays the style of football that I feel like is translatable wherever you go, whatever level of football that you're coaching at, running the ball and defense is always going to play.
Yeah, it's no question. He's won his fair share of NFL games too. 685 win percentage, higher than the 3, but only a 5-year sample size, which it feels like he's been in the NFL forever. It's just because he's been coaching for a long time.
Yeah,
had that long break.
10 years, or 9 years in college. So, yeah. I mean, it took him a while to get to the top of the mountain, but I mean, he ended up getting there, and with lower pedigree of recruits than most other places.
Sure.
Because who wants to go play in fucking cold ass Michigan for the winter?
I don't know. I mean, Michigan does have a pretty good team, like every year. So
Harbaugh was a big part of that.
Before Harbaugh, there was just a line of coaches that just couldn't, get over that hump. They could never beat Ohio State. He's the first coach to beat Ohio State in, I want to say, like 20 years.
Ohio State can't even beat Michigan even when they win the national championship.
Yep.
So
So Harbaugh helped turn that around, helped turn that whole organization around. They had a bunch of coaches before him that couldn't do the job. Former or head coaches in the NFL that went back to college, or at least offensive coordinators. I remember they had Weiss, that he used to be the offensive coordinator. I want to say for the Patriots before McDaniels, and led them to some pretty good quarterback play. Tom Brady, so he couldn't even do the job over in Michigan. Once Harbaugh came in, right away you could feel the difference. And I could say the same thing now with the Chargers. Right away, as soon as he came in last year, you could tell the difference, just in the way of play, the style that he likes to run, the not aggressiveness as far as like going on and on fourth downs, but just the aggressiveness of like,
you guys had enough of that with Brandon
yeah,
Staley.
exactly. To run the ball though, run the ball more aggressively, and not just on solely running downs. You could be 3rd and 4, and they're like, you know what, we can get those 4 freaking yards here with the offensive line or running back that we have. But I mean, at the end of the year, it didn't work out great for us. But like I said, first year of Harbaugh, I feel like we overachieved.
I mean, you guys did play a pretty easy schedule, but I mean, I'll give you props. He is a pretty good he is not a pretty good head coach. He is a really good head coach.
Yeah, I don't think any of us could really say that any of the coaches here are bad.
He did coach up Andrew Luck, made him to the player he is, to a number 1 pick when he was coaching Stanford. He did take the Niners when they were, what was their record before? 3-5?
Yeah.
Or 6-10.
Yeah, he took them from like last to first, basically.
Yeah, 6-10 to 13-3 in his first year. Yeah, I mean, he is definitely a good coach, but he did go 3-5 again in the bowl games, and has the only one championship game that they actually won.
Yeah,
more than a lot of other coaches.
And most importantly, 0-1 in Super Bowls to his brother.
And the Super Bowl,
yeah, to his brother. So I mean, that's that brotherly competition, you know.
Yeah,
he still holds that against his brother. He still, as he says, I still got to get mine against him. He always brings that up every time they're going to play each other. He's like, doesn't matter if I win this one, he's still got that Lombardi trophy over me. So he's always said it, if I get the Lombardi trophy, then I think I'm the top dog, because I'll have a Lombardi trophy and a national championship. And I don't think John Harbaugh is going to be going to college anytime soon to coach.
No, I certainly don't think so. But yeah, you never know. Bill Belichick went back.
Oh, true.
True.
So, yeah, I mean, there's no denying that Jim Harbaugh is a good coach. I mean, even Broncos ownership flew out to go try to convince him to coach the Broncos before they went back to Payton, and ended up hiring him. So, at the time, I was just like Broncos ownership. I was hoping for Harbaugh, but Payton's proven me wrong, and he'll continue to prove other people wrong as well. Harbaugh, obviously a great coach, but Payton came into Denver, really, really crummy situation that Nathaniel Hackett and Russ had put together. Payton, I mean, the first thing he did is he changes that culture, right? Because Russ, when he came in, he was a celebrity. Nathaniel Hackett was talking about him almost like he was a god. Gave him his own office and the parking spaces and all the different things. First thing Sean Payton says in an interview is, "No, we're not familiar with that, with the way I do things." And he changed everything. He took back the reins and put an adult back in the room. So that was first and foremost, coming in and doing that. Not to mention Jim Harbaugh went to the Chargers, where he just can't escape the Chargers charging, going in and losing a playoff game that they were favored in, which was the most predictable thing ever.
I don't know about fully favored.
Yes, Vegas favored them. That's
say
fully
by
favored.
Much, though. I wouldn't say by much. I knew going into it.
What does it have to be? A 7-point?
Yeah, but it's different seeing the games than just like the Vegas, like, putting numbers out there. I knew
were they favored or not?
I knew it was going to be a tougher game than what everybody thought.
Yeah. Well, apparently Harbaugh didn't. Were they favored or not? They were favored, so they're fully favored. I don't know what half favored means. But they were favored to win, and they lost. Give Payton a slide. The Buffalo Bills are obviously a much better team last year than Denver Broncos were. We'll see what happens next season. Just talking about last year, or when he came into Denver, changing the culture. But when you talk about Sean Payton, you talk about development of quarterbacks. Starting with Drew Brees, who was decent with San Diego, had a pretty good career starting out there. Ended up getting hurt. Sean Payton brings him in and makes him a first ballot Hall of Famer. Sean Payton put him in an offense where he went out there and linked up with people like Michael Thomas, Marquise Colston, making a big difference there. Looking at drafting, taking Bo Nix. Everyone last year obviously said Bo Nix was a huge reach in the first round. Sean Payton already proven him wrong there. He was the second best quarterback in the class, no doubt about it. And only because Jaden Daniels had the best rookie offensive quarterback season of all time last year. And that's non-debatable as well.
Herbert. I don't know if that's not debatable. Herbert had probably just as good, if
How
not
did
better.
they do in the playoffs that year?
You were talking about the rookie year as far as their regular season. We're talking about the. I think Herbert still had more passing yards, more passing TDs than Jaden Daniels did in their rookie year, and Jaden Daniels had an extra game.
Okay. A little off topic, but Jaden Daniels had a better season than Justin Herbert did. And we'll continue to do so because Herbert is a stat merchant and will never win anything.
See about that?
TikTok quarterback.
I don't think he has a TikTok.
Yeah, and that's not what that means. It means if you look at a TikTok of his stats, you say or his highlights, you say, yeah, he's the best quarterback in the league. But that's it. He's a 12-second clip. He never puts a full season. So, yeah, he's trash. But again, Michael Thomas, working in Sean Payton's offense from 2018 to 2019, 274 catches for 3,130 yards in 2 seasons. That's orchestrated by Sean Payton. Sean Payton, out of all these coaches, he has the identity offense, one that you could undoubtedly say is his offense. Quick, efficient passes, no sacks. He has his own little coaching tree. He's respected as one of the best offensive minds in the league. So I'll let you guys make some more points, but I got a lot more to go.
No, he has a good offensive mind, and I'll give him that. You say quarterback developer, he really only has had one good quarterback in his whole tenure. I mean, he did get Jameis Winston, some pretty good stats. Bo Nix last year, so some good season, good season. I still feel like if you're going to call him like a quarterback savant, and he's only had one quarterback for a long period of time, which is one of the greatest of all time. I'm not going to, I'm not knocking him on that. We'll see how it goes with Bo Nix. It's off to the right start, but it's still up for debate. A little bit at least, I think.
So what does he need to coach for like 45 years and have 3 different quarterbacks make the Hall of Fame and play 15 years each?
Well, you don't think about
you take one guy and you could pretty much call yourself a quarterback whisperer if he has
the
kind of career that Drew Brees did.
Yeah, you don't think about Bill Belichick as a quarterback whisperer. You think about him still as a more defensive.
A little different because he's not the offensive coach.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. You don't think of him as a quarterback whisperer just because he had one quarterback that won him all these games. You just think of him as a great offensive coach.
It's a completely different situation.
A great coach just all around.
Yeah, you just admitted it's a completely different situation, though. Bill Belichick obviously was a head coach, but he wasn't the offensive head coach like Sean Payton is. We talk about Sean Payton as not just the head coach, but he's obviously the offensive coordinator.
Yeah, definitely he is.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't say that their offensive coordinator is a great offensive coordinator.
Right.
That's what I was kind of getting at. Like, you could say he was one of the best offensive coordinators of all time and one of the best head coaches, not going to lie. He is a great head coach. I'm just saying that he had one really good quarterback, one of the greatest of all time, that did it for a long time, did it, like I said, the best out of anybody in his era, except for maybe one guy. But I don't see that as a quarterback whisperer, like a savant. Great offensive mind, which is different than just made one quarterback good. Offensive mind, which is just like it includes the whole offense, receivers, running backs, getting people out into space, getting people in their comfort zones, in places where you know they're going to succeed. He's probably the best that there is at doing that.
Correct.
So that's what I'm saying. Offensive mind, I 100% agree with you. Maybe quarterback. I'm not disagreeing.
So
with
at this
you.
point in his career, what would you like to see different? He took Jameis Winston and made him a good quarterback.
A decent quarterback, yes.
He took Teddy Bridgewater, who had his best career under Sean Payton. So at what point would you have said, yeah, you're right? Would Teddy Bridgewater have won Super Bowl MVP? Is that what it would have taken?
Well, I mean, maybe just a couple, maybe, a couple guys, not 2-3 guys. I mean, not 3-4 guys, but maybe another one that had a little bit more longevity. That's what I said. I could be 100% wrong, but in the next 2 years, Bo Nix could prove me 100% wrong. But that's what I feel like. It just maybe somebody else with a little bit more longevity. I might be nitpicking here, because
definitely nitpicking.
Like I said, he's a great coach.
But we'll even talk. Go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say is like, yes, I hear what Omar's saying, but at the same time, I think he still has plenty to show, especially with Bo Nix. Like for me, I won't say that. Sure, he had Payton, he had what's his name? Sorry, I was gonna say Peyton Manning, but freaking Drew Brees. But he had Drew Brees, and yeah, he had his best years with them. But I mean, he did bring out the best out of them, where the Chargers really couldn't. So I mean, I'm excited to see how it goes with Bo. For the first year, especially for a rookie quarterback to have the stats he did, I mean, they're off to a good start. But we'll see more in the future how it ends up going. But when he was with the Saints, he did bring up a team that was only 3-13. He ended up having all these records of scoring records, offensive yards, the most offensive yards in 2006, 2008, 2009, 2011, 2014, 2016. Scoring was 2008, 2009. This dude is a offensive genius.
Yeah.
But I mean, I do see Omar's side of thing they had Drew Brees, which was he is a Hall of Famer and he is one of the best. But I mean, I don't know. At the same time,
obviously a big part of that was Sean Payton.
Yeah. I will say that it is his part. It is Sean Payton's play calling that put him up there too. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And the offense that he built. I mean, even taking a look at what he did with Russ, taking him from 60 to 66% on his completion percentage, from 16 to 26 touchdowns, 11 to 8 interceptions, 84 to 98 rating, and then even lower to sacks, which he still took way too many. Which as a quarterback said, he's holding on to the ball too long. He's not seeing his reads. Obviously, Russell Wilson is washed, and Sean Payton got the best out of him. He went to Pittsburgh, had a couple of great games. But outside of that, we saw exactly what Russell Wilson is now, which is trash. Russell Wilson, if you're listening, you suck now. Mr. Unlimited. He should
have retired when he was on top.
For sure. So, I mean, again, more proof that he could take a quarterback who was trash and make him at least somewhat competent.
Yeah, his system definitely caters well to quarterbacks because it's just get the ball out of your hands fast, get it into the playmakers' hands, and let them do their thing in open space.
Yeah, he's building that in Denver. Looking at his drafts from the last couple, or his time at least with New Orleans, Michael Thomas was a 2nd-round pick, Jimmy Graham 3rd round, Carl Nix 5th round, Jari Evans 4th round, Marquise Colston 7th round. He finds guys in these drafts that aren't those number 1 overall picks. Obviously, not to mention Reggie Bush and Alvin Kamara that he took a little bit earlier. But he knows how to draft, and he knows how to find those players that are going to fit his system well. Shout out Pat Bryant, who's going to have a huge career in Denver. So this is going to continue rocking and rolling, man. Pete Carroll. Well, let's make a case for the old man.
All right.
Is he the oldest in the division?
Yeah. He's 73 years old. And
I don't know if Andy Reid. He's getting pretty up there.
He's up there, but I don't think he's 70.
Yeah,
Pete
he
Carroll's
might not be
oldest.
70 yet.
Pete Carroll's the oldest.
But I mean, he might be the youngest with as much as enthusiasm as he has. You know, he's always
I know.
super happy-go-lucky, super pep in his step.
Is the energy of a 22-year-old.
Yeah, I mean, Harbaugh's up there, but it's like I feel like it's in a different direction. He's not up here trying to look like a college student going to a party in the afternoon. You know, it's more just like let's get to work, but let's have a good time while we're working.
Pete Carroll chews the shit out of that gum, dude. I'm telling
Yes,
you.
he does.
He's got some energy.
So Pete Carroll, honestly, obviously, he has plenty of experience. He did start off in the NFL pretty early, but didn't have that much of a great of a career in the beginning. It wasn't until he ends up going back to USC where he kind of starts building a name for himself. He did bring up plenty of good players at USC. Like you said, Reggie Bush was one of them. But he won plenty of like bowls, won 2 national championship games. To Harbaugh's just one. And when he ended up going to the Seahawks, he took a Seahawks team that was only, what was their record? 5-11. It was 5-11, and he only like got them 7 wins, 7 and 9, and still made it to the playoffs, and went deep into the playoffs. Actually beat the Saints that same year after the Saints had won the Super Bowl. But besides that, like, I mean, he took the Seahawks to 2 Super Bowls. He's won 5. He's gone to 5 NFC Championship games. What else? Well, he actually has 5 NFC West titles from 2010, 2013, 2014, 16, and 20. So, depending on what we're trying to say, who's like the best coach, it kind of depends on what we're kind of looking at. I mean, Sean Payton is an offensive mind genius, and Jim Harbaugh is also like, I wouldn't say like just offense, but also brings out the best in defense. But Pete Carroll does bring one of the best, strongest defenses. With the Legion of Boom was his last one, but
maybe just needs to learn how to read the room and run the ball when the ball needs to be ran.
I mean,
yeah, that's always going to go down as a defining moment for him for sure. I'm sure he's not the one that made that play call, but
I mean, they actually wanted. I mean, I don't know if we all know, but they wanted Russell Wilson to be MVP, so that's why they wanted to throw it instead of Marshawn Lynch winning MVP. So they didn't hand it off. But in the end of the day, I think he learned his lesson because I mean, we did draft that defensive tackle that pretty much runs the ball as well. So we'll see.
Yeah, just more coaches bending over backwards for Russell Wilson. Sean Payton is not that guy, man. He's not that guy.
No, but he did have Russell Wilson during his prime. It was a 4th rounder.
Yep.
And he was a really short, a really small guy. I forgot how tall he is, actually.
You talk about you brought up the whole that Pete Carroll has 2 national championships to Harbaugh's one. Yeah, but look who he had. Look where he was at. You know,
he built that.
No, he was.
USC was nothing before he was there, bro. Look at
so they have no other like great players before he got there.
No.
Well, that goes to Carroll too because you're going into recruiting when you're talking about bringing in talent. So
but
USC's always
it's
been.
It's not like people just dropped off Reggie Bush at his doorstep. He went and got him and brought him in.
No, he dropped off a bag of money at Reggie Bush's doorstep.
Hey, sure. I mean, there was different ways to do it back then.
No, but I'm saying like Michigan and Stanford and San Diego State have nowhere near the pedigree that USC has.
But USC was
those recruits. You're talking about like
again
Stanford. You have to get like a certain GPA to go to Stanford.
Again, but USC was nothing before him. Like he's the one that built that culture that we know today.
I don't know. They had guys back in the day still.
Like who?
Like who? Like Keyshawn Johnson. He came #1 pick out of USC.
What year?
96.
He was
96.
Yeah, he was a coach.
Keyshawn?
No, Pete Carroll.
Pete Carroll? Yeah, but you know, that was a defensive coach. I'm just saying the pedigree of the school
that
for USC doesn't compare to what
Well, maybe Jim Harbaugh should have been doing better, like trying to get more players. I don't know.
Yeah, you can always go and knock at their door and try to get them to go, but then they see, either go to Stanford or go to USC.
Look at all these other schools. Like,
yeah, Alabama is there.
Yeah,
have you ever been to
USC?
Alabama? I've never been there, but Alabama's stadium is huge. It's crazy. They're
you make it seem like Michigan is such a small school, fool.
It was.
It wasn't. It was.
Nah, Michigan.
Not
Michigan. Dude, Charles Woodson came out of that. You think that was a small school?
No.
No, but I'm going more for Stanford and University of San Diego. University of San Diego and Stanford. That's what I'm pointing at a little bit more at, like, you know.
Nah, but
I don't know, man. It sounds like Pete Carroll's just a better recruiter than Jim Harbaugh. Supposed to overcome those pitfalls, man. Sales 101.
You just gotta make that. You gotta make them interested. I mean, he is one of those, like, one thing that I did hear about him, that older players don't really like listening to him, because he knows how to get the attention of younger players. And once they're older, which people say that's the reason why the Seahawks kind of just, told him, like, you know what, they let him be. I forgot what he was. They let him work in the office, and they
gave him a title and told him to get the hell out of here.
Yeah, because none of the players were actually listening to him anymore. So
not a good point for making him a good NFL head coach. I think it's just worth then. I mean,
yeah,
but that's what I'm saying.
Mike Shanahan, Bill Belichick. I mean,
even with the Saints, what's his name? Sean Payton. Sean Payton got a little.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just need a different voice.
Exactly.
So you can't really knock Pete Carroll for that.
Yeah.
As much as I want to be like, that's a point against him, but
no, I wouldn't.
It just
knock him
happens.
For that
it happens with every head coach. I mean, Mike Tomlin's time is running short with the Steelers. He's a great head coach.
I think any of us would want him as a coach.
I don't know, man. We got pretty good ones.
Yeah,
I mean,
now,
like, if we weren't in the situation,
maybe as the next one, because all our coaches are a little long in the tooth.
Yeah, like older, if we were in that situation, like, I'm pretty sure any of us wouldn't think twice of, like, oh, we don't want this
for sure. Team. Yeah, I mean, he wouldn't be a bad second option. Absolutely. Yeah, man. I mean, Pete Carroll again. He's a really good coach as well. So, we got 3 really good options here in the AFC West. I definitely feel as though Sean Payton's the best. I mean, he's the only one who's had Kevin James play him in a movie. He was the offensive coordinator for his son's like Pop Warner team or something. Went out there and ran Saints plays with a bunch of little like 6th and 7th graders.
With the bounties and shit.
I think each of them have their own unique style of coaching.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
That's why when I was like looking at this, I'm like, honestly, I don't know how like we're gonna go based off of. Because, I mean, like, all 3 coaches have, like, their titles. They have their, their coaching strategies, like, and they all work.
Yeah, and like I said, we're nitpicking at things that we're just reaching. I feel like I'm still reaching. But, hey, this is all about debate. So I'm trying to get something out of you guys right now.
Yeah, and, yeah.
But I will say Pete Carroll is one of the very few coaches that has a national championship and a Super Bowl. And if they would have ran the ball instead of passing it, he could have been building a dynasty with the Seahawks. But they ended up going the other way.
Yeah, well, they did come back and beat the living shit out of the Broncos in the Super Bowl. So he definitely had the better of that situation. But, I mean, Sean Payton's the only one who hasn't lost a Super Bowl out of the 3 coaches. Went out there and beat Peyton Manning and had that onside kick coming out of halftime.
True.
That game was actually good.
Yeah.
I like that. Super Bowl.
And he tried to do the same thing with Denver. That first game against the Raiders, his first game as a head coach. Opened up the game with a onside kick. Didn't work out. It was really close. Didn't work out, and then they lost.
That sucks that you can't do that anymore. There's no like surprise onside. Yeah, you have to let them know. The other
they got to change these rules because they're all terrible.
Yeah, that rule is horrible.
Yeah. Let's add some surprise to the game, man.
Yeah, another little wrinkle.
Yeah. Well, I think that covers the debate. I won.
Okay.
as far as he
says. Sean Payton is definitely.
We'll let the viewers pick on that one.
Yeah. Shout out.
Let us know in the comments.
Yeah. If you are listening and you've made it this far into the episode, huge shout out to you. Thank you. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Really helps us out in trying to build this thing up. and leave a comment, man. Which coast is best out of the 3 AFC West bottom dweller teams? All 3 of them are good, but which one comes out supreme?
And if you do leave a comment, we will definitely give you a shout out. Just saying.
For sure. Absolutely. We got to get some ice for the next podcast.
I know. We got told on by my cousin saying that, how are you guys drinking warm beer? It's just been sitting out there for like half an hour, and you're opening a beer and you know it's warm as hell. So we will be getting ice for the next one, Joel. We will be getting some.
Still goes down smooth, man. It's the best beer around. So, but yeah, we'll get some ice. All right, get in some would you rather's.
Let's do it.
Sweet. So we'll do some would you rather's going into the NFL season. And one thing that we're going to avoid is specific injuries to different players. We don't want to put out those mojos. So unfortunately for Edgar, after he wished an accident or a
I did not wish
or an injury to Dre Greenlaw, he can't hope that he dies in a car
It's
accident.
not my fault. He is injury prone.
That's true. That's true.
So who has a good one? We'll do a couple for each host. What do you anybody have a good one you want to start with?
I'll start.
Okay. Who's it
All
for?
right, so this one's gonna be. Which one should I start with? I'll start with you, Alex. Would you rather have the 2024 Broncos defense top 10 in points allowed, or the 2015 Broncos defense, league leading 52 sacks, Super Bowl winning champs?
Oh, that's easy. 2015. Last year's defense was pretty solid, but when you're looking at the comparison to 2015, I mean, Von Miller at the absolute top of his game, especially there in that playoff run, just unstoppable in the Super Bowl, especially.
MVP.
Yeah, winning Super Bowl MVP, the strip sack, the multiple sacks. I mean, just completely changing that game. He won that game essentially on his own. The offense that year, obviously Payton couldn't throw the football more than like 20 yards. Certainly couldn't throw a spiral. Went out there and won the Super Bowl on the defense. The defense last year was great with a lot of emerging players like Benito, Zach Allen, Riley Moss, across the board. Really solid defense. But yeah, if I could take that 2015 defense and put it on pretty much any Broncos offense minus the Hackett one, you got a playoff team at least. So absolutely, 2015. But hopefully 2025 defense is close.
We'll see. All right, Omar, would you rather the Chargers play in a packed, electrifying SoFi Stadium every single game, but share it with the Rams for forever, or have their own smaller stadium that might only be like halfway full?
I mean, the second part is already happening. I mean, even if it is a big stadium, it's more than half of the other team that's there. Their fans as far as that goes.
I don't know. I mean, last year out of nowhere, Charger fans came out of nowhere. So maybe this upcoming year,
And
it's that Harbaugh effect, bro. Harbaugh's getting people out there.
the second part even happened too when they were at StubHub, the soccer stadium.
Yeah,
Which actually I did catch a game there.
It was
We won't
still-
talk about the game that I went to. It was a shutout. Broncos lost. But I mean, I was in the last row, but the last row would have been like second tier in any other stadium. It was actually pretty sweet watching them play there. Again, the whole stadium was Bronco fans. We were all disappointed.
but still, I mean, I don't think the Chargers have ever. I mean, since they moved up to LA, at least they've never played at a stadium where it's been more than like 40% Chargers, and that's like me going, top of the numbers there as far as how many fans for the Chargers and the opposing team. Maybe 40% tops.
Yeah, it's
Probably more closer to 30 most of the time.
pretty
So
amazing.
I would definitely go with a packed house full of Chargers fans
at SoFi.
any day.
Yeah.
Any day.
The Los Angeles Chargers don't know what that's like. I mean, you leave San Diego and you run up to Los Angeles.
Definitely leave a lot of people behind. I mean, whatever you guys had.
And
I mean, but still, I feel like a lot of them have come around. Some people still don't like the ownership, but they're like, I can't hate the team because it's the team and the ownership is, you know, separate as far as I'm concerned. You could have a bad ownership, but the fan base is still going to be in love with the team. As soon as that owner leaves, the fans are still going to be there.
Yeah, you guys lost your number one fan, that dude that kept rapping. What was his name? San Diego Superchargers.
No, man, the biggest one that always reminds me of the Chargers is that whole Arnold Schwarzenegger when he was like, "Go Chargers, go!" That for me was the funniest part. That was hilarious. I think that was like during their 2006 run, when they had LT, they had
that was a special.
Philip Rivers, they had Antonio Gates.
Yeah.
That was a really good team.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the team that I felt like that was the best Charger team of all time, as far as I'm concerned.
Damn, that really sucks. They didn't win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So we'll go around a little bit here. I got one. Let's go with Edgar since you've dished out a few. Let's lay out the situation for next year. So next season, Geno Smith balls out of control, plays really well, undoubtedly a top 10 quarterback. Gets the Raiders to 8 wins, still miss the playoffs. Broncos, Chargers, Chiefs, they still do the same thing. They all make the playoffs. One of them goes on to make a big run. It's clear at this point that even Geno at his best is going to get last place in the division. Okay, so Geno plays really well, still last place. Can't catch up with Bo, can't catch up with Herbert, can't catch up with Mahomes. Or Raiders and Geno tank. Geno sucks. They're irrelevant after week 9. Okay, so promising start. Maybe they win a couple of their first games, but by week 9, we're already talking about draft selection. They end up with a top 8 pick. Quarterback, excuse me. End up with the top 8 pick. Quarterback is an option, and the Broncos and Chargers still make their playoffs. Which one do you prefer?
I mean, personally, I feel like regardless if we get top 10 or in the 20s, I feel like this office, this GM, and the head coach will still do pretty good during the draft. So wherever we land, but it'll be nice to see how even with Geno going like 100%, like seeing exactly how he would be, how this team would like. I just want to see how the Raiders are going to be, even if Geno just goes all out. So, I mean, even though it would suck that we still miss the playoffs and we get a later round, I would like to see that. Just to see where we're at and what we're missing, because even if we're not relevant and we start being like, oh, Geno's not it, then we're going to have to go back to quarterbacks instead of focusing on what's missing, what's actually missing. Because, I mean, down the road, like I said, we can probably like I know some of the pieces that we're already missing, but it'll be nice to see like our team to see what's really the pieces that we're actually missing.
Okay.
You wouldn't feel like seeing Geno ball out and still not be at the level that the rest of the quarterbacks are? Like
the thing is you guys think that like Geno's our answer, but for me, I just feel like Geno's just a bridge to get us to a quarterback that is going to be the answer.
Yeah, but if you're going to have Geno ball out and miss the playoffs and get a mid-round selection
18,
or later round,
pick.
Later round selection, you're not going to have a chance at a good quarterback at that point. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
so going into next season, best case scenario is 4th place.
Yeah.
Not every quarterback was always top 10.
Yeah, but how many quarterbacks that haven't been top
That's
picks?
exactly it. So I mean, the end of the day, if we're literally a quarterback away and it's just Geno's not the answer, why not the Raiders trade up for whatever pick we're in, even if it is giving up multiple first rounders, knowing that even next year we're going to be in the late 20s, which is pretty much the high second round pick.
Fair enough.
So like if we are only a quarterback away and it's just Geno the ones that are really not giving us the chance, then I'll rather have the Raiders go. If they're picking in the 20s like you guys were, which I highly doubt because that's pretty much playoffs, then I'm pretty sure the Raiders will be fine trading up, giving up a couple first rounders, even if it's legit the quarterback they want, and we know that that's pretty much the quarterback.
Yeah, but it also goes back to where you're saying it's not a guaranteed top 10.
Yeah.
So then you're just
You
giving
draft
up.
a
You're giving up
quarterback still-
2 years of possibly getting a quarterback. You know, with two, you're saying giving up multiple first rounders. So then
Yeah.
even if that one doesn't work out, the next year you can't even take another shot at it, or the year after. You know that you're mortgaging your
Well, I feel like
short-term future.
I feel like if they're gonna trade up for a quarterback, they know specifically that quarterback's gonna fit with them. It's not gonna just be an if or buts. It's gonna be a quarterback that fits the scheme that they actually want. You know, I mean, they do get a chance to work them out. They do get a chance to do everything they need to do with them before the draft. So,
Unless he's Shedeur Sanders and doesn't do anything.
yeah, I mean, personally, I was actually surprised that we didn't pick him up. But from what I've been hearing, that Mallet guy, the one from North Dakota, or they were keeping him a secret for a reason. And he's gonna be a developed quarterback. He might end up taking AOC's spot, and we might end up having to trade him or letting him go.
I would say he takes his spot just because most of those quarterbacks from there, North Dakota State or North Dakota, they're a lot a lot more mobile quarterbacks.
Oh, he's definitely mobile.
Yeah, we had one that the Chargers picked up a couple years back, made him their backup quarterback, Easton Stick. They gave him his 4 years of the rookie contract, and then I think signed him on like 1 year deals for like 2 years, but then he just like literally flamed out. I think they only kept him on the roster because Herbert liked him. Herbert liked him because he was like almost like another quarterback coach in the room.
Well, from what I heard, it was that Mallet kid, he played against Shedeur Sanders in one of the games, and a lot of people said that out of that game that Shedeur wasn't the best quarterback. So I mean, I'm pretty sure that kind of like made him be like, okay, like let's go with this guy instead of Shedeur. But I don't know. But yeah, I would definitely go.
I like the way you explained it though. That was that instead of just going like with your instinct and like no, like I'd rather at least be a good team. It doesn't matter. Like the way you explained it it made sense.
Okay, Omar, hit us. What do you got?
For me, would you rather? This is almost like a for the both of you.
Okay, open discussion.
Open discussion.
Love
Would
it.
you rather lose your offensive play caller or defensive play caller?
Oh, this is easy for me. As much as I love Vance Joseph, losing our offensive play caller also means that the Broncos lose their head coach. So
That's
I
why I
have to
didn't.
start
That's why I
over.
didn't go with like offensive coordinator because your offensive coordinator doesn't do shit.
No.
I know that because he was offensive coordinator for the Chargers. Didn't do shit.
yeah, we could lose him and we'll just fill him in with some random fourth grader from Denver.
Exactly. this is the only reason I asked this question because I knew you were going to
Yeah.
go this route.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, I love Vance Joseph, and I'm super happy with the job he's done after that 70-20 loss. But we'd have to kick him to the curb before Sean.
But I
Payton.
mean, you had the number 3 scoring defense last year. That would take a big hit without Vance Joseph.
Oh,
I
absolutely,
feel.
for sure. Yeah,
You know,
the
do you
defense
think-
would definitely take a step
Do you
back.
think the
but
offense would
at
be
least
able
you're
to
not-
make that up?
You're not bringing in a whole new head coach and a whole new system and changing up the culture. It screws up everything with Bo Nix. He's tied to Sean Payton at the hip, so you bring in a new head coach. I mean, it just screws everything up. So.
All right. Edgar?
Honestly, I would go defense too. Patrick Graham, I mean, he's our defensive play caller. So losing him, well, I mean, it would suck, but at least we still got Pete Carroll there. He doesn't really call the plays, but I'm pretty sure he can step in.
He could find somebody that
But
would.
I am not going
double
into
play.
another season with fucking no offensive coordinator because fuck that. As much as I hate losing that bad and that stupid. Like, nah, I cannot do that shit
Yeah,
again.
I think for me, this was one that I felt like I could address too. I
Yeah.
feel like for me, losing our defensive coordinator, defensive play caller, Jesse Minter, would be a way bigger blow than losing Greg Roman. I feel like anybody else could maybe not do more than Greg Roman, but at least get them to the same amount of offensive competency. Because I feel like Greg Roman's offense is pretty bland. I mean, yeah, that's what they like to run the ball, pound the ball, and then play action. But I mean, I feel like that's still kind of bland. I feel like somebody else with a little more bigger offensive mind, a little more spread out, would not every play, but mix it in a little more, would do a little bit better.
What was that offensive coordinator you guys had before from the Cowboys? What was that his name? He's on the Saints. Would you
Kellen
take
Moore.
Would
Kellen
you take
Moore,
him back?
yeah.
Just offensive coordinator, not head coach.
I think so, because I liked him. I just didn't feel like he had the pieces around him, or that the right pieces that he wanted around him. He was only there for 1 year.
Yeah.
So you can't really do much with the 1 year of somebody else's offense, basically, and you're trying to mold it in what you want. I feel like that's you got the short end of the stick there.
Fair enough. Omar, I got one for you. So let's see here. Okay, that's a good one. Mostly focused on Herbert. So let's see. Herbert and Chargers have best case scenario regular season. Okay, so they sweep Denver, they sweep the Raiders, split with KC, but their win against KC is like week 18. They win the division. Not only do they win the division, but they get a first round bye. Okay, so best case scenario. Cruise past the division round, actually win their playoff game, but then they meet Denver in the AFC Championship game. Okay, so they're heavy favorites. Obviously, they won the division. They have home field advantage. They get off to a big first half lead. They're crushing. We're not watching together because if we did, it'd probably end up in a physical fight.
Which I would win.
Yeah, which would work out definitely worse for me. But you're texting me at halftime like, bro, I'm already getting the Super Bowl tickets. It's up in San Francisco this year. I'm rolling up there. And then Herbert goes out there and just shits the bed. Has a couple of really bad turnovers.
Texas game all over again.
Yeah, he just blows it. Okay, he Charger. Broncos go out. Bo Nix, game-winning drive. Okay, eats up like 8 minutes of the clock, scores a touchdown, wins the game. They go into the offseason saying, "Hey, Chargers obviously have a really good lineup, good roster. Excuse me. They have the right head coach, but Herbert, he can't win the big one. He's obviously behind there." Okay, so that's scenario number one.
Following you.
Okay, scenario number two. Chargers take a small step backwards next year. Okay, so they win maybe 8-9 games. They barely missed the playoffs. Herbert does Herbert things, puts up stats, flashes, is competent, media darling. Everybody talks about him as he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league, even though he isn't. And then they just play the we'll see what happens next year approach. Broncos and Chiefs make the playoffs. Raiders get better. So now you're looking at the Chargers as maybe the fourth best team in the division. But at the very least, they didn't charger. Pick one.
First one, easily. Just because you're talking about that he wins the first, they get a first round bye and he wins the second one, or he doesn't
He wins the divisional game.
Yeah. That's already a better outcome than we've had in the last 10 years. 15, probably since Phillip Rivers made it to the championship round and lost to either Payton or the Patriots. And so yeah, I feel like that's an easy one. I feel like.
But even after the season, you're looking at the team saying we got the right team, but Herbert has now failed in the playoffs multiple times.
I mean, he won one game, so he didn't fail multiple times. He won one game. Yeah, he might have had another bad game, but I feel like he's going in the right direction. If he makes, and even then, I don't feel like they're going to put all that much pressure on him as far as throwing the ball a lot. They're going to run the ball a lot more. I know that's off topic, and that's going away from what the scenario you laid out, but I still feel like
a couple of snap fumbles, man. I mean, it could happen.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, I feel like if you already win a playoff game, what did that do to Lamar Jackson? Felt like everybody laid off for a couple of years. You finally won a game, okay. He still hasn't won a championship game. He's only won divisional games or wild card games. So
he still has that reputation. You're also overlooking the fact that the Broncos are in the Super Bowl and maybe winning it. And you're gonna have to live with that.
I feel like the Chargers
on the
and
pod
Broncos,
every single week for the offseason, and then next year.
I feel like the Chargers and the Broncos are almost neck and neck.
I totally agree.
Yeah. I feel like they're neck and neck, even though you guys are a year ahead of us as far as the culture, developmental of the new coach coming in. So I feel like we're a year ahead almost as far as last year, because we right away went from 5 wins to 11. That's a big jump.
It's a big jump. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I disagree with you. I wouldn't want my TikTok quarterback having an even worse reputation, but
He doesn't care. He doesn't care. Harbaugh doesn't care. They just know that he's not going to put up the numbers that he used to, because it's a totally different offense that they're running. He went from Joe Lombardi, like Payton offense, to ball out quick, get quick decisions, don't think about it, just get it out, go, to all right, we're going to hand the ball off, and then read your offense.
True.
So he's not going to have all the stats he did in the past. This year he did because he had to. They lost J.K. Dobbins later in the season for a couple games, so that's when it picked up as far as the passing attempts go.
Fair enough. Edgar, got anything?
Yeah. I'm going Omar again. Would you rather have the Chargers win the Super Bowl next year, but never win another Super Bowl for the next 20 years? Or would you rather have them make the playoffs every year, but for a whole decade, but never win a Super Bowl?
Easily win the Super Bowl next year.
Mm-hmm.
They've never won one, so that's a win in itself for the rest of my life.
You've already waited more than 20 years.
Exactly. No, that was easy, honestly. Just it might be different for you guys, because I mean Edgar's already went through this situation where they won one and they haven't been to the playoffs, and they didn't go to
Edgar's
the playoffs.
never seen the.
I never seen
Never
the
seen the
Super
Raiders
Bowl.
win.
Oh,
Super
but still,
Bowl.
but like the Raiders won one.
I'm
they
the
haven't
only
been.
one who's seen
I've seen
my team
them
win a
go
Super Bowl.
to it, but obviously they fucking got their ass beat,
Yeah, I've seen the Broncos win 3.
and won when they got their ass beat.
Yeah, and the Broncos have lost a lot of Super Bowls where they got their ass beat, but I wasn't alive for those.
Should I go again, or?
Yeah. Let's
All
just
right,
keep
this
them
is
rolling.
my last one, because the next ones are injury related. I'm not saying these.
No bad mojo.
This one's pretty easy for you, I would think. Would you rather have Javonte Williams as your leading back, fully healthy, no injuries, or would you rather take C.J. Anderson 2014 breakout performance for a full season?
I just got to go with C.J. Anderson. Javonte was really, really good his rookie year, and then the way he was looking in his second year before he got hurt against the Raiders. But C.J. Anderson, man, he was just a little bowling ball. Had that big run against the Patriots to beat them in the snow. Yeah, man, I mean, he played really well.
I literally forgot about C.J. Anderson. As soon as I saw it, I was like, what the fuck? And I had to look him up. I'm like, dude.
Yeah, no, he had a great couple of years with the Broncos. He really flamed out. I mean, most running backs do.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty rare for a running back to have a really long career. I think he's a coach at like Rice University or something now. C.J. Anderson, if you're listening, shout out to you. You're the fucking man. But yeah, I'd go C.J. Anderson. Much love to Javonte Williams too, if you're listening.
I got another Broncos one for you.
Go ahead.
And this is just the new influx of talent. Would you rather have Jade
Yeah.
Barron?
They almost have like a Z in there.
Yeah. Win the offensive rookie of the year,
Well, it'd be
or
defense.
Pat Bryant
Defensive.
defensive rookie of the year, or Pat Bryant win the offensive rookie of the year.
Yeah, it's got to be Pat Bryant. Jade Barron, if he has just a fine year and he plays in the nickel and he's got Riley Moss on the outside and obviously Patrick Surtain, say he plays fine, the defense is going to pick up any slack. Plus, they have Jaquan McMillan. Say he's worst case scenario, he's not ready to start. Jaquan McMillan's a really good starting nickel corner. So the defense would just be just fine without Jade. I fully expect Jade to start in the nickel and play really well. But if Pat Bryant ended up winning Offensive Rookie of the Year, that means, like 1,400 yards receiving, bunch of touchdowns.
Eight touchdowns, something like that.
You have someone opposite of Cortland Sutton and Evan Ingram. You have 3 legitimate wide receiver options there, plus with Mims and Franklin and Vele behind them. If Pat Bryant, I'm going to make this claim now. If Pat Bryant wins Offensive Rookie of the Year, the Broncos win the Super Bowl next year, and I have no doubt about it. So yeah, Pat Bryant wins Offensive Rookie of the Year.
All right.
It's gonna be Ashton Genty, but I'm just gonna...
I mean, he's definitely good.
Would you?
He definitely has better odds than Pat Bryant.
Would you rather Genty ball out and be Offensive Rookie of the Year, first team All Pro,
First team All Pro as a rookie?
Damn.
or Geno ball out? Because I mean, like how he said, Geno could ball out, but they could still have
And
a
we're still having those 8
so
wins?
year. You
We still have
know?
those 8 wins.
Yeah, what does the team do?
I didn't even think that far.
Well, if either one of them.
Either
really
one,
goes on,
still 8 wins. Would you rather Geno ball out or Genty ball out?
I like Genty to ball out just because we know that obviously since we went from a struggling running team like last year to like I guess number 1, I would like that. But I mean, at the same time, like I said, I just want to see. I want to see progress, basically. So I mean, if he wins Offensive Rookie of the Year, then that just shows that we're going the right way. And you know, as much as we thought our offensive line was holding us back, maybe it's not. Maybe a couple more pieces to solidify it, but I wouldn't mind Ashton Genty to ball out.
I mean, it kind of goes hand in hand, too, because Geno Smith is way better off the play action. So if Genty's balling out of control and defenses really have to make up for Genty just being a wrecking ball and just crushing defenses, then Geno's going to eat. So it's kind of hand in hand.
Yeah, but the way I put it out there is like it's either one or the other.
one or the
You know,
other, yeah.
one's gonna have a
True.
so season,
No doubt. I'm
and
just
then
saying.
the other one's gonna have a like ball out. You know,
Yeah.
But if Genty balls out, then
yeah,
Watch
I
out for
agree.
Geno.
I agree.
I got one more good Chargers one. There. So, okay, here we go. So Chargers have like a solid season. They add to a win total. Maybe they win one more game. So they win, what, 12 games? Pretty damn good season.
Fuck
Right?
yeah.
They win a playoff game this year. Right? And then they lose to a better team in the divisional round. Let's say they play the Bills in Buffalo. Can't blame them for losing that game. The Broncos lost to the Bills in Buffalo last year. They put up a good fight, but just at the end, Bills outplay them. Okay, so along with the solid season, they sweep the Broncos, they sweep the Raiders, maybe lose one to the Chiefs. Good season. Okay. At the end of the year, Harbaugh shocks the world, announces his retirement. And so he's done after this year. He wants to spend some time with his grandchildren. He's a family man. He rides off into the sunset, and then takes maybe like a part-time gig with Michigan. Okay. So you're going into the offseason saying Chargers obviously have a really good roster. They have a TikTok quarterback who puts up a bunch of stats, but they're going to need a head coach. So whoever the head coach is, you're going to have some picking. Who knows? Maybe Tomlin's available. So that's scenario number 1. Scenario 2, Chargers tank. They play terrible. They lose their identity. Harbaugh clearly has lost the locker room. Now, obviously on his face, this sounds ridiculous. Harbaugh's a really good coach. But head coaches lose their way sometimes. Bill Belichick, Mike Shanahan, we've already talked about them.
Sean Payton.
No, definitely not Sean Payton.
No, I'm saying with the Saints.
He still didn't lose his way. That's a little bit different situation. Anyways, Harbaugh loses it.
Yeah.
Okay. They get swept by Denver. They lose to Vegas at least one time. All the talk going into the offseason is how he's lost it. But he's super committed. He's even looking for an extension. Go. Which one do you prefer?
First one, just because we already have his replacement in house. If he's really lost his way, like you pointed out in the second option, and he's just shitty, and he's just like everybody hates him, and he just blew a screw, and is just not with it anymore.
Blew a screw. I like that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like that. Came up with a new saying here on the Third and Thirsty podcast. Blew a screw.
But yeah, the in-house replacement's already there. I'm afraid he's going to leave after next year. Jesse Minter, their defensive coordinator, year 1 led them to the number 1 scoring defense in the league.
Yeah, but we see coordinators that really have a obviously really successful coordinator career, but then go into a head coaching position. It just doesn't work out.
Yeah,
Vic Fangio.
Yeah, but he's been learning under Harbaugh for the last 3-4 years at least. He came with him from Michigan.
So you'd feel that confident that he'd be able to just
I
step
was
up and do Harbaugh
I was
things?
Not miss a
scared,
beat.
especially I was scared that he was going to leave after this year because there was rumors of him getting head coaching interviews. He didn't, thankfully, but it's because he also put it out there that he wants to stay with Harbaugh and win a championship for Harbaugh.
Okay, so Harbaugh leaves, and your boy goes off and coaches some other team.
Wait, so Harbaugh leaves and Jesse Minter leaves?
Yeah, both of them leave.
Both of them leave. Oh shit.
Because it's not a lock that he's going to stick around.
No, but if he left and rode off into the sunset, I'm 100% sure that he's saying, I'm riding off into the sunset, but I'm leaving my replacement.
Well, the replacement might want to go and sign a better deal somewhere else.
Yeah, but if he's already on a team,
So if he's not an option,
if that's another wrinkle into this scenario, then
you're looking at different coordinators, maybe Robert Saleh.
yeah, that's
Who
what I'm
knows?
saying.
Maybe Mike Tomlin.
But the way you laid it out, just Harbaugh's leaving, then I feel like Jesse Minters is the heir apparent.
Dude, I think Salah, worst case scenario, fucking, they're not going to give Shanahan another chance if he ends up bombing it again. He might take over the Niners after.
Yeah, you never know.
Maybe.
Yeah,
And like you said, there's that guy from the Steelers.
Yeah,
just looming around. If
he would
the Steelers are dumb enough to let him go,
he'd fit the Chargers pretty well, I think. But I mean, obviously that's never going to happen.
No, yeah, no. I see. If Harbaugh were to leave, I mean, he is older, so medical conditions could arise. Hopefully not. Hopefully everything is good with him.
At this right now, I don't even think.
Yeah, but I'm saying if something were to happen, God forbidding, that he can't coach anymore, I feel like Jesse Minter would just step into the role, and Harbaugh would still be in the background helping him out, giving him advice. And like you said, he's riding off into the sunset, so he's not going to go and be a coach to another team. He might go and be a special advisor to Michigan.
Yeah, that's
but at
what
the
I'm
same
saying.
time, he's going to be right on the phone waiting for a call from Minter and saying like, "Hey, in this situation, what would you do?" Just a little advice here and there. But I feel like Minter he's gotten a lot of praise from older assistant coaches who've been around the block, been in different teams, saying that he's the best defensive mind that they've ever been involved with as far as coaching goes.
Fair enough.
So I feel like that would be best case scenario because we're already a team that's, you said we're winning 13 games, one more than last year, or 12 games, one more than last year. So we're already a top team, and you just keep that integrity there. You keep most of the coaching staff will want to stay around because if you're following somebody that's already there, you know what they want to do, you know how it's going to roll. They're probably going to try to stick with the same break down everything as far as how Harbaugh does.
Fair. Yeah, good answer.
Thank you.
Solid. Look into the mind of Omar Rubio, one of 4 Charger fans.
There might be 5 now. Who knows?
We're at the hour mark. Anybody have another really good would you rather that we want to knock out before we get going?
I'll bring this one up. It's not injury related.
Oh, okay, good.
It's just kind of, it's pretty random, and I just want to see how you think about this. It's to Alex, obviously. Would you rather have Sean Payton coach for the next decade or so, whatever,
I'm probably picking this one, but okay.
or take my prime Mike Shanahan?
Ooh,
That's a really good one.
Ooh.
That's a really good one. Obviously, you're not going wrong with either one. But the reason I'm going to say Sean Payton is because he's linked with Bo Nix. And he has clear vision for what he wants Bo Nix to be doing over the next 10 years. So because we have Bo Nix and he's drafted him, I say 1,000% Sean Payton. If things were a little different, say maybe we still had Mr. Unlimited on the team and we're looking at maybe drafting a quarterback next year.
That's right.
Maybe like Arch Manning. Then yeah. And then I'm looking at Mike Shanahan. But with the way the team's currently constructed and Bo Nix being there, I'm taking Sean Payton, 1,000%.
Yeah. Like you said, just because he's tied with him. He drafted him, and he's there for the next as long as Bo Nix is there, I feel.
Oh, man, I hope so. I mean,
Yeah.
Bo Nix is, 25, 26? So you probably
Probably
think
older
maybe
than
another
Herbert.
10, 11, 12 years if Sean Payton makes that
True.
his career with the Denver Broncos.
True.
I'd be really happy about that.
All right. One quick one.
Let's do it.
Would you rather both your teams sweep both of our teams, or lose to both of our teams, like get swept by us, but you sweep the Chiefs?
No, I'd rather sweep y'all because fuck, man.
Yeah, I'm just thinking win total. I mean, obviously, and for the pod, too. I don't want to have to. I mean, 4 wins is better than 2.
Yeah.
Uh,
But
so-
those Chiefs, they've been kicking our ass.
I don't lose money. Versus the Chiefs, but against the Broncos, I do.
So he's not even
That's
worried
true.
about making the playoffs, win
Yeah,
total.
it's
He's
all
just like,
that-
I
yeah.
just don't want to pay Alex.
It's all fucking shit talk on the pod, and then that $150 $150
$150 bucks.
that I've been paying Edgar for the last 150 years, minus last year.
So both of you guys are going sweep the others versus sweep the Chiefs. All right.
Yeah, for sure.
I thought Edgar would go sweep the Chiefs because
We already beat them once. I mean, it was a couple years ago, and then last year we almost had it. But
Yeah,
I still blame it on the offensive coordinator and the trash ass quarterbacks we had.
I hate the Chiefs.
So
If the Broncos could beat them every single game, I'd be pumped.
But-
Those memories of losing on that block field goal still ring through my head.
yeah, that
No,
one was,
we all had a bad ending to the Chiefs versus our teams.
Oh, for sure.
You guys, the blocked field goal, the
Like the fumble?
snap,
That was
the
a
fumble snap.
Yeah.
For us, it was. I mean, it wasn't to win the game for us, but it was the Chiefs kicking a field goal to win the game versus the Chargers. Hit the freaking
post and
the
just went
post, and instead of going out, it went in.
Yeah.
How lucky can you get to beat all 3 of your division rivals by? I mean, I'll say it, luck.
Yep, you have to be the 2024 Kansas City Chiefs.
I got one more before we
Let's do it.
get this
Let's
off.
hear it.
This is for Omar. Would you rather have the Chargers trade away one of your star defensive players? You can pick either one. It can be whichever. I put Derwin James, but it doesn't have to be him exactly. For a guaranteed top tier offensive weapon. I know you guys have Lon McConkley, and Omar Hampton now, but somebody that can get those two open and obviously free them up. Or would you keep your defense the way it is and just stay the way you are now?
Draft another 3 wide receivers next year.
That's funny. Yeah. Damn, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a good one. Our defense was really good last year, so I'd just keep our defense the way it is now. But our defense was really good. Our offense is what was lacking, and I feel like what we brought in this year is gonna maybe not get to where our defense is, but get up there a little ways and at least try to keep up with our defense. Our offense is gonna try to keep up with the defense this year. So yeah, I'd keep the defense how it is now.
I think that's a pretty good answer. Defense wins championships.
Yeah,
there's
but
gonna be
your offense does need to score, but your offense can score. I'm not saying you can't.
That's why they went.
In the
first two
playoffs,
picks
that's
were-
where it gets pretty.
first 2
interesting.
picks were offensive picks, running back and wide receivers. So I think they know that. I think they listen to the Third and Thirsty podcast because they know that they need to get a better offense going. Shit,
Yeah, maybe.
Joe Ortiz, if you're listening, keep cooking.
Well, I think that does it for this week, boys. Made it an hour, 2 segments. We knocked it out. Again, anyone that's listening, really appreciate it. We're having a really good time doing it. If you're listening, please hit the like and subscribe button. Really helps us out, keeps us going during this off season. And things will really get rolling here in a couple weeks.
Don't be afraid to leave a comment.
Yeah.
Leave a comment, and if you got something to say, if you disagree, you agree, whatever you got to say, we'll try to address it.
Yep. Let us know that Sean Payton is the second best coach in the AFC West. And cheers, boys. We did another one.
All right. If Edgar could stop from hitting his mic, then we
Yeah.
could cheers properly.
That's right. 279 days until Bo Nix wins his first Super Bowl. See ya.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, sure.